Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. I wanted to make sure the Link Marines were caught up with some new Chainlink Analysis. This has been one of my favorite coins and projects for a while now, and I've been investing a decent amount into this project because I genuinely believe that we're going to see a massive increase in value over the course of this next cycle inside of Chainlink. As we all know, Ethereum led the last cycle in 2017 with all of the ICO craze, and this caused a monumental increase in Ethereum's price, where it went from 40 cents all the way upwards of 1400. Chainlink today is worth just over $7, and I expect it to be hitting closer to $500 by the end of this cycle. Today we're going to be diving in. I'm going to be updating you guys with some cyclical analysis inside of Chainlink. This is going to be my most important analysis ever made for Chainlink. And the reason because of this is we're going to be looking at the big picture. I'm going to be mapping out why I think that we're going to see the crazy price targets that I have drawn and how it's not actually that unrealistic to see. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And guys, we are almost at 12,000 members inside of my Discord community. This is the very best Discord community out there for cryptocurrency, and it's the fastest growing, and I would love to have you guys join. It's free for anybody that wants to. All you guys got to do to join is click in the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord. Just click on that. You'll be redirected to my server. If you guys want access to my video course and signals, that's some extra content that I do provide inside of my Discord server, which is the 20 educational videos that I teach you guys how to trade, and the signals where you guys can copy my long-term portfolio and all the short-term trades that I take as well. So if you guys want more info on how to sign up for that, make sure that you guys stay all the way to the end of this video, and I'm going to be taking the last couple minutes of it to explain how you guys can sign up, the pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. Alright guys, we got so many exciting charts that I'm super hyped to share with you. I've been saving these ones for a little while now, so without further ado, let's jump right in the video today. Alrighty guys, so here we are taking a look at Chainlink today. Now I have two charts drawn for you guys. I have Chainlink on the bottom and I have Ethereum at the top. And really what I wanted to go through today was to explain how parabolic curves work and parabolas, and then I wanted to explain kind of what I expect Chainlink to do, because in my last video of Chainlink I told you guys that I actually have price targets set from about I should say about $200 to $500, and I expect that that's going to be the fair value for Chainlink that we're going to see. Now fair value might actually be closer to $100, but peak all-time high value of a parabolic cycle will be much higher, and that's just the way that these cycles work. And so I wanted to share with you guys Ethereum and how the Ethereum cycle actually looked so that we could compare it to Chainlink, because in this cycle guys, even though the two might look a little bit different, this cycle is going to be very similar in the way that parabolic cycles are very repetitive in the way that they do their market cycles. It's pretty much the same all the way through. You have big expansive impulsing markets, and even though the market structure itself might vary, overall it does resemble itself a lot of the time, and so if we take a look today at Ethereum, we're going to be able to actually analyze what the last cycle looked like, because at this point, guys, Chainlink's been outperforming the rest of the market significantly, and it hasn't even been close. And with that being said, guys, it's important to understand that when we have these outliers of the market, we need to study them, and we need to compare them to other outliers in prior cycles so that we can come up with a greater observation, and it's going to help us with our trading plan and approach when it comes to investing in these markets, because it's very important to develop a thorough plan so that we can go about trading these markets and investing in them so that we can capitalize to the highest extent possible, because we all want to be here to get rich. We all want to retire. None of us want to actually work a job that we don't want to go to, which I'm sure plenty of you guys actually have to do that, because I know exactly what that's like to go through all of that. And for me personally, I've been able to make a significant amount of money investing into these markets, and I'm not anybody special realistically. Yeah, I do have a lot of knowledge regarding this, but I'm self-taught. What I didn't learn, I had to pay for courses courses and just learn from trial and error. And then on top of that, you know, I worked those dead-end jobs that sucked. I worked in the oil field. I didn't have money. I was broke for a long time. But now I'm to the point where I've been able to maximize my financial gain inside of these markets to where I literally don't have to worry about money anymore. And I'm doing this all from 22 years old. I didn't have a high school education. I dropped out of high school. I didn't go to college. I don't have any sort of experience inside of this stuff besides what I've just learned on myself. And so I'm here to tell you guys that, you know, these market cycles are life-changing, and they really will be able to impact you guys in the most insane ways you never thought imaginable. I've learned so much about myself through the markets in ways that I never would have thought possible through human emotion and psychology of my own mind. I was able to learn how my emotions work, and it was all from staring at charts. And, you know, we have this opportunity here where we're still in the very early developing stages of a parabolic run, where I watched coins like Ethereum when I first got into crypto. I got into crypto around here, and I remember buying my first Ethereum at $8. Unfortunately, I didn't hold all the way, but that was a 100x move. And from down here, it was 3,000x. And we see cryptos do this stuff all the time. And so this is where you can take $100 and potentially turn it into $1,000, $10,000, and $100,000 and beyond. So let's get right into the analysis. Let's quit talking today. So what I wanted to compare today is the Ethereum cycle and the parabolic trend and the Chainlink parabolic trend that's just now forming, because this is very important to talk about. Now, every single parabolic market cycle has one of these trend lines. And the thing is, guys, it just gets more and more parabolic until finally the trend line breaks, and then you start a brand new bear market cycle into place. And so what I noticed today was just how correlated, you know, Ethereum and Chainlink actually are, which is very important to understand, because Ethereum was the outlier in the last cycle, and Chainlink is the outlier in this cycle. And so if we take a look here, guys, we can see that Ethereum, you know, we got added to exchanges, we fell to one low, and then we started impulsing. And we pretty much just started impulsing from the very get-go. Whereas the Chainlink, you know, we got started at the very end of 2018. We had one pump, and then we started an entire bear market, right? And so this was a long, about a year's length of consolidation and accumulation here, whereas Ethereum got started right at this, like at the beginning of the bull run, right? It was right when Bitcoin started breaking out from, you know, about $200. And so Ethereum just got the immediate impact of benefiting from a bull run, whereas Chainlink had to go through the initial 1 year decline. And so that's why these two look a little bit different as far as the accumulation. Whereas if we saw Ethereum from the last cycle, I can almost guarantee it would look similar to this. And so from this point, you know, this is where the cycles actually line up a lot. So in Ethereum, we break out of this accumulation and we make our first higher high, right? This is the previous resistance. We retest that previous resistance multiple times before 100xing from $8 all the way to $1,450. So we can see the same thing has actually happened is here inside of Chainlink. And let's actually go through and draw on these for you guys so that we can see a little bit better of what I'm actually talking about here. So here we can see the very beginning of the bull run, right? I'm just going to be basing it from like right here. And so here we have the breakout, and then we peak up here. So that would be the equivalent of about here or here inside of Chainlink. And we can see from this level, this is really where we had the peak all-time high inside of Ethereum. And then we just bounced off of this level, right? Bounced here, bounced here, bounced here, bounced here again, bounced here. And so this is all coming pretty close to that all-time high level, right? The same thing happened in Chainlink. So this was the peak all-time high. And then we broke out here, and we retested it here, we retested it here, we retested it here. And then we started breaking out again. Notice how once we've done all that, see how right here we start to round out on that parabolic trend here in Chainlink. We saw the exact same thing taking place here in Ethereum in the last cycle. And it came directly after that peak high that we met up here, where we broke out of the all-time highs. All-time highs were here. We broke out of those. We retested those a few different times. And then we started the major impulse. And this is the exact same point that Chainlink's at today. Obviously, the market structure can look a little bit different, but that's not the point here. The point is cycles oftentimes rhyme. And so we can analyze prior cycles, and we can get an idea of what these cycles are actually going to look like. And excuse me if you guys are actually picking up on any outside noises. There is a lot of construction that actually goes around my apartment right now. And so just be warned about that. Now, after we got to this grinding point of the trend line here with Ethereum, this is where we broke out and made our big leap, right? So this is where we were at about, you know, about $10 to $15, and then we broke all the way to $400. So this was $400. That was a very insane time in Ethereum, and this is really the point that we're at right now. In my opinion, we're about right here inside of Chainlink. That was kind of ugly. About right there. and we're just coming back down to retest that trend line before we make a big breakout, right? That's kind of what I'm expecting to come into here and then eventually lead us to the peak there. So we might get one more high up to this point here before crashing back down, and then we will get one more impulse or something along that, because the way I'm expecting this to play out, guys, very, very similar to Ethereum. I think we'll get another big impulse, we'll make some short-term consolidation of some kind, and then we'll get one final blow off top that'll be similar to this. Now, in my opinion, we could see something similar where the blow off top is just really short-lived like this, or we could see something even more parabolic like that. It's really hard to say exactly what's going to play out. Depends how much institutional money gets involved, how much retail FOMO is developed, and then that's going to create the catalyst. But nonetheless, guys, this is really what I'm expecting from from this exact setup that we're seeing, because this is just barely starting to go parabolic. Remember how when I was sharing with you guys the Bitcoin pair, how it was just barely starting to grow on that parabolic trend, and then we broke out, and I told you guys how we'd expect one big push. That's what I'm expecting now with the dollar pair, and that's what's going to follow suit. Now, let's actually take a look here at another market cycle that I've been comparing Chainlink to, and this is actually Amazon. So Amazon is a very, very parabolic trend that went, absolutely crazy after the internet bubble. So this is Amazon right here on the top. This was the internet bubble. Everything went crazy. Then we had this big crash. And then this is, ever since then, we've just basically went parabolic. And you can't even really see this cycle nowadays because it's so high in valuations, but I actually saw a very peculiar pattern playing out between Chainlink and Amazon, and they actually look really similar. It's practically the same chart in a lot of ways. And so let's go through here and actually analyze the two, because this is where it's going to get really crazy, because we're going to start to compare prior cycles, and we're going to be able to make an assumption as far as what is going to happen here in Chainlink today. Remember, guys, this is going to be a video that's going to dive into a lot of analysis. This is kind of what I'm going to be doing. That's going to be my highlight of this week, is to dive into analysis. Shout out to all of you guys for the support of the XRP video. It really means a lot. We hit 28,000 views in under 24 hours, which is a record for me. And so I just thank you guys so much for that. It just makes me so happy to be able to do this for you guys, because, I want you guys to make all of this money with me. And I feel so much passion towards that and inspiration to actually seeing you guys being able to do the things that I'm doing. I went from living in my grandma's basement to now living on the beach in Santa Monica. I'm literally 10 minutes walk from Santa Monica Pier. And it's truly beautiful to be able to experience this, but it's more beautiful to be able to see you guys experience the same profitability, the same abundance, because that's where I find the value. Because, for me, I can live all of this nice life and I can have this money and I can do these nice things, but it's way more satisfactory to actually see everybody else doing that in the process, which is why I made this channel. So let's go through here and analyze this cycle, because this is really what I'm expecting of Chainlink, guys. We have a truly remarkable opportunity of making a lot of money, and I want to share that with you guys. I want to share this opportunity. So here we have the internet bubble. It peaks here inside of Amazon, and then we start this decline in the bear market, right? We hit this point, we start rounding out, make this little inverse head and shoulder, and the same thing happens here inside of Chainlink. We get the build-up phase, our first higher high, and then we break up, we top out here, and then this is where we start the decline, little inverse head and shoulder thing. Then this is where we make our first higher high of the new trend. We come back down to retest the lows, and then we break up to retest these primary highs over here, only this is a bull trap, and we reject. We get one more corrective wave back down, and then this is what takes us to the current day, right? So right here, after we get the corrective move back down in Amazon, we break up, and then we start this little bull flag type pattern, right? The same thing was happening here inside of Chainlink. The only difference was this was just a much more elongated version of this. And so I had been updating you guys with expecting a breakout where we'd get a big breakout of the all-time highs, and then we would fall to retest those highs right here. And this is the exact same thing that we're seeing today. It's continued to follow this fractal identically, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys today, was just how much this analysis has stuck to this and how these cycles are very, very similar, right? And so I kind of messed up the drawings over here, but in this point where we break out of the highs, we retest those highs right here. We're getting the same type of action right now, and whether we come back down a little bit lower and then bounce, or whether we just bounce right here, it doesn't change anything. This is the same type of market structure, right? And so this is what we're going to be expecting to see from here, is the elongation of the rest of this cycle, because we just barely broke out of all-time highs. When Ethereum broke out of all-time highs, that's where it pulled the majority of that bull run. And so now that we're actually experiencing this, let's get to the final chart on today's list. This black line is actually the Ethereum chart from after it broke its all-time highs. So as you guys know, This was the previous highs. This was $21 before we went to $1,450. And this is actually what that chart looks like if you are not scrunching it in a log scale. You can't even see what that $21 price level looks like. And this is actually Amazon on the bottom. So this was the peak highs that we saw in this fractal right here. This was the top of the Amazon bubble. That is it right here. So this was the rest of the cycle that's played out. And we're actually seeing, a very similar correlation between Ethereum and between Amazon today. And we're going to go through here and actually analyze the two for you. Now, here we have really the accumulation phase. Same thing happened here in both cycles. This was the peak high of Ethereum at $21. This was the peak high at Amazon at the internet bubble, which I don't actually know. And then this is where we start going parabolic, right? Now, this is a point that you actually see on a lot of different charts. You see this on the silver market cycles from way back in the 1980s, and you see this even in a lot of them today. Now, this is where we get this ascending triangle, right? This is what's known as the ascending triangle pattern, where we just coil tighter and tighter in this triangle before breaking out and going into our all-time highs, right? This is really the lead-up phase before our blow-off top in the cycle. And this is where Ethereum peaked at $1,450, and then we had that nasty-looking bear market that went all the way down, right? And so this was the peak high up here. Now, the Amazon cycle actually looks identical to this. We started going parabolic, and then we made this exact same accumulation pattern. The ascending triangle here, right? And now we're just barely breaking out. This was COVID panic right here. This sell-off that we see, that was COVID. And now we're breaking out from that. And so in my opinion, Amazon being right here is really just right here. And we're going to get one more big push upwards to complete this blow off top. Now, what is the significance of this? Why am I talking about Amazon? Why am I talking about Ethereum with this as the Chainlink chart? Well, because guys, I'm expecting the same type of parabolic move to play out here today inside of Chainlink. And it's going to create the same type of market cycle. I wanted to share with you guys how the actual, not Chainlink, but the Amazon cycle actually did this exact same accumulation pattern where after we went parabolic, we created this short-term consolidation pattern, this little triangle. This is just a short-term shakeout before we get the craziest rally in the cycle. This is the blow-off top, right? The same thing happened with Ethereum. And so this is why I'm actually expecting that because Ethereum and Chainlink have been correlated up to this point, I actually expect that we're going to continue to see this correlation play out. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't have to look 100% exact, but we're going to continue to see a very parabolic trend play out inside of Chainlink, which is why I've been so bullish on this chart for so long. I've invested into this one. This is one of my bigger positions that I have for my long-term holds, and I've accumulated a lot. I've also accumulated a lot of long-term margin trades that are really low leverage because you can make a lot of money in these times of doing that. And so, guys, this is the video I had for you. I wanted to go into some really deep analysis here today to, go into just exactly how crazy all of these parabolic trends are between Chainlink and between Ethereum. We're going to see Chainlink continue to lead the market, guys. It's a no-brainer at this point. We've seen it long enough at this point for me to just firmly, confidently, without a doubt in my mind say that. And that's exactly what we're going to continue to see from here. And so make sure you guys are prepared. Make sure that you guys are focused in on that long-term because we're going to make a significant amount of money in this process, guys. I'm already doing that right now. I'm already making enough that I don't have to worry about any of this stuff anymore, and I want to see you guys doing the same thing. And so, remember, before we wrap up this video, let's quickly talk about everybody that wants to sign up for the video course in Signals, what it comes with, how to do all of that, and how to get started today. Now, the video course is going to be 20 educational videos that teach you guys all of these strategies for profiting. You're going to go through all of the basics from the very beginning of support and resistance and trend lines. We're going to bump it up to market cycles and Fibonacci, a little intermediate, and then we're going to wrap things up with more advanced stuff like how to manage your trades. On top of that, risk management. On top of that, just different things like trading plans. It's just more advanced stuff. And so that's when it's going to be taught to you guys. I'm going to be adding new videos to that. So if you're somebody that wants to actually learn how to do this, trade on your own, invest on your own pace, now the video course is going to be the thing for you. Now, for the people that would rather just copy my long-term portfolio, all of the trades that I take are going to be posted inside of the Discord, which you guys get access to if you sign up for the Signals. You also get access to my long-term portfolio, where 80% of my portfolio is. I take an additional 20% for short-term swing trading, which are all posted inside of the Signals. All the updates, anytime I sell, anytime I post a stop loss, all of that stuff is going to be triggered, and you guys will get live updates on that. Doesn't matter where you live, because most of my signals are generally more longer term. And so what I generally like to do is hold like weeks to months if it's a short-term trade, because I'm a position trader. I'm generally looking to capitalize gains towards 1 to 3x, which is 1 to 300% per trade. And so thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is interesting to you guys, all you guys got to do is click in the description of this video. There you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord. Click on that and it's going to redirect you over there. You guys can shoot me a message or shoot any of the 6 moderators a message, and we will be here to help you guys get started on the right path today. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. And with all that being said, I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.